March to Freedom, day 30. The last day, baby. Let's go. Welcome back to Dudes Ascend, where we talk about how to elevate ourselves as men. My name is Hamilton, and we are on the final day of our 30-day March to Freedom from Porn challenge. I want you guys to give a big pat on your backs for making it this far. Congratulate yourselves, and let's take stock of how well did you do on this 30-day challenge. Even if you have had slips along the way, it's worth being really excited that you're even willing to take this journey. Remember that relapse is a part of recovery. It's about progress, not perfection. And even if you weren't perfect, my guess is that if you were coming up watching these videos every day, taking part in the challenge, you probably had a very significant change, or at least some progress from last month's habits of watching porn. So take stock of that right now. For me, I had on my daily tracker of my Fortify app, where I mark whether I had success or setback in watching porn. I had 5 days this month during this month of March challenge where I had a setback. Now, I was disappointed because, of course, I wanted to have 100% success, but looking back on my previous months, last month I had like 8 days of setbacks, and the month before that it was like 9 or 10. So I'm seeing steady progress, and making these videos every day has been a huge help for me to making progress, setting new habits, new routines for myself, and just being more aware of like what are my triggers, what's working, what's not working. Another thing that I'm feeling proud of is that this was a tough month for me. This was more time away than I've ever spent for my wife. We were separated, not like separated, but we were separate from each other this month, where I was home in Virginia. She was down in Georgia. I'm going back down there to get her tomorrow and bring her back up to Virginia for a couple months. But during that time, I had a lot of alone time. Usually alone time is like a triggering or dangerous time for me, where like it can be easy to act out with porn when you have extensive periods of alone time. But I was able to be really focused this month overall, and it was also a very emotional month. Like, we were doing some couples counseling together. I was doing individual counseling, like a lot of deep, heavy emotions coming up, and I've really been learning tools for like being able to feel those emotions, express them, let them come through, let myself cry if I need to, whatever, get it out, but also learning other alternative means of bringing myself back down that don't involve watching porn, that don't involve self-soothing with like this toxic habit that doesn't really help. So I'm feeling really good about that. Like I said, of course I wanted to have 100% success on this challenge, but it's not really about just a 30-day challenge. This is about building a lifestyle. I'm continuing to work on quitting porn from here. I'm not going to be making daily videos, I don't think, from this point out, at least for a little while. But I'm certainly continuing with the routines and things that I was putting together that I'm noticing were working this month, and I encourage you guys to keep going. This is a lifestyle change. It's not just a 30-day challenge that ends today. Keep going and keep building a routine for yourself and a day-to-day habits that construct a happy, joyous, and free lifestyle for yourself. That's what this is all about. So today's video, I really wanted to talk about self-love. Okay, we're doing these challenges for yourself. Okay, you're doing it. You're showing up for yourself by showing up to these videos and pushing through the difficulties of withdrawal, the difficulties of saying no to urges, the difficulties of having to feel through whatever repressed emotions and traumas are coming to the surface for you as you put away an old self-soothing escape mechanism. That can be difficult, and I can relate to that so much. But it is such a powerful way to show yourself that you are worth it, that you love yourself enough to choose a lifestyle that is healthier and makes you feel better and is better for your brain and your body and your relationships and your own happiness level. Like all of that, all of these it really is learning to love yourself. Self-love is the key on this journey of a march to freedom, like creating freedom for yourself within and freedom in your own life. And we don't want to be slave to these like addictions that control us anymore. We want to be able to control our own sexual energy, to control our own minds and control our actions. And so that's what we're doing here. We're building that ability. So much of the journey of self-love is learning how to do away with shame. I want to talk about shame for a bit in this video because it's a huge thing that I've had to wrestle with in doing this channel. Pausing for a truck. So I've had to really fight and wrestle with shame really all month doing this challenge, getting in on YouTube and talking very openly and vulnerably about my struggles with this addiction has not been easy. And I felt a lot of shame and embarrassment, especially on days when I might have had a slip and had to come on here and share that with you guys. There was such a strong voice of shame that would be telling me, who are you to be trying to help other people? Like, it doesn't even mean anything now that you've relapsed. Like, why even bother trying to make these videos every day and blah blah blah, because nobody's gonna respect you, nobody's gonna listen to you. You just look like a creep, you look like a weirdo, you're just failing again, all that stuff, man. It's the voice of shame. And I really believe that shame is one of the biggest weapons of addiction that tries to beat you down, keep you isolated, keep you hiding away. And addiction thrives in secrecy, and it loves a dark corner full of shadows to hide in, and that's where it has the most control over you. So it's so empowering actually to begin to just have open, honest conversations about it, sharing in ways that feel appropriate to you. I mentioned I've started doing this like men's group meeting every Monday night, and with just a few close friends of mine. And like, because I've been doing this challenge on here on this channel all month, like I've been talking about that a bit with them, and like we've ended up almost every week like having pretty extensive conversations about like pornography and how to stay away from it and what it really does. And just my friends, like, because I was open enough to just sort of share about my experience with it, like all of them have shared their own like struggles and experiences. And that's just one, it's really reaffirming to me that this is something that's important to talk about. But two, it deconstructs so much of the shame to when you take that first step of being vulnerable, and then other people start relating to it. It's like, wow, it really destroys that illusion that you're just alone in it and that you're the only weirdo having this problem. Like there's so many people, guys especially, out there struggling with porn right now. It's really become almost like an inescapable thing. And I put like things like Instagram and YouTube and stuff in the same category as porn, because it's the same dopamine drug, and there's so much sexualized content on all these things. TikTok, another one, like that, you know, even if you're not watching porn, like there's a lot of sexual imagery being thrown at us, and it's really easy to get lost in sort of scrolling through eye candy images for hours, and it's just a very slippery slope. It's a very tricky addiction, and it's thrown at us so much that it really takes a lot of awareness and a lot of, like, the more that we can support each other and talk about our experiences and talk about what we're going through and how it's affecting us and our lives, the more we can share strategies, relate to another, deconstruct the shame. And when that weight of shame is lifted off of you, you really start to feel more free. When you talk about march to freedom, like, even though I've had a few slips this month, like, I see that I'm making progress, and I see that, like, I really am feeling a lot more free than I was at the beginning of the month. And I'm feeling a lot more empowered, and just like a lot less of a weight on me. Like, it's not feeling as hard as it was. And I feel like I've really picked up some really good tools and things that almost like give them to myself, but like talking through it and trying to give advice to others, like, is a great way to teach yourself as well. So yeah, I really do feel proud of myself. I feel proud of the progress, and I feel proud that even though there were many days where I didn't feel like getting up and making a video and doing the editing and everything to get a video posted for the day, like, I showed up every day and I committed to that challenge. And I'm proud of that as well. So I want you guys to maybe write out a list of like 10 things that you love about yourself today. Make a self-love list, and like things that you're proud of. Like, I'm proud of this. I love that I am a responsible person. I love that I am willing to do hard work to improve myself. Whatever your list is going to be, like, write those out, because it's really important to start building those habits of self-love as well. Treating your mind, body, soul, all the things that we talked about with meditation, healthy diet, exercise, all these things are self-love routines, and it's all ways that you can feel better. And like, we always want to make others that we love feel better. We do a lot of like nice things, and giving gifts and offering service to others that we love sometimes, and sometimes we forget to like do those things for ourselves. So also, like, we're moving into the weekend, like, have like a treat yourself weekend. Reward yourself with something that's not porn. Don't do that, but take yourself out to like a nice restaurant, or go to a really nice park, or go to like a amusement park, go to see a movie that you've been wanting to see in the theaters. Like, take yourself out on a date. That's something that you really have been wanting to do and just kind of putting off. Like, go treat yourself. Treat yourself this weekend, because you deserve it. You've done an amazing job. I don't care if you relapsed 20 times on this 30-day challenge, or however many times. You showed up and you decided to try to make some changes in your life to improve yourself. And that's the most important step, really, is admitting that there is a problem that you want to fix, admitting that, there's an area that you can improve on, and starting to take action towards that. That is the most important part. And, I can tell you, all of the things that I've shared with you over these 30 days, these are things that I've been working on and that I've been learning and slowly making progress, and taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, for about 5 years now. And I'm still working on it. I still haven't perfected this. So I know from personal experience how difficult this addiction can be. I met guys in 12-step groups who had gone through Narcotics Anonymous, who had quit like serious addictions like cocaine and heroin, and had been sober from all those things and alcohol for like 10 years plus, but had still not been able to quit porn. They were failing over and over and over again with that. And the one guy was telling me one time when we were just having coffee together, he was like, the porn high feels exactly like cocaine felt to me. The way that the rush that it gives me, it feels so similar. And it's just I say that to say that it really is a serious addiction, and I think we're still kind of on the cutting edge of like that being sort of an accepted thing in mainstream. I feel like there's a lot of still perception out there, even with people who are struggling with it, that like it's not really that big of a deal. It's not addiction. I don't know, like I don't think it's not really a drug. But all it takes, guys, like go check it out for yourself. Like don't trust my word for it. Look up some of the research for yourself. Check out the channel that I suggested a few days ago, Dr. Trish Lee, who shares tons of resources of neuroscience that are studying these things and the effects on the brain. Like, it is a very real super drug, and it is doing some real damage to people's brains who are consuming it on a regular basis. And that's gonna take time to heal. It just is, and it's not gonna be easy. Just the same way that people go away to rehab centers and stuff to heal narcotics addictions and stuff, like, you can expect that kind of difficult journey if you have developed a serious habit with this. Like, expect to see some real withdrawal. Know what you might, I think honestly, like, you're not really gonna know what you're getting into with that until you really start getting serious about quitting, and you start stringing together days, and you start noticing the irritability that comes up, the nervousness, the mood swings, the tiredness, the anxiety, all that stuff, man. Like, I know it really, really well at this point, and I just feel for all of you guys who have been going through that so much, because I mean, there's no way to like there's no way to really like properly put into words like how hellish that can be. Like, it really fucking sucks so bad. Sometimes I've not dealt with anything more difficult in my life, and I've had some pretty difficult life experiences. So all that to say, guys, the important thing here is to really show yourself some powerful self-love while you're going on this journey, because you're going to need it. And the last thing in the world you want to do is beat yourself up while you're taking that journey, and beat yourself with the shame stick and be like, oh, what's wrong with me? I keep relapsing. No, man. Be proud of yourself. Love yourself. Reward yourself for progress that you're making. Really treat yourself kindly, and give yourself the same kind of compassion, space, and grace to heal that you would offer to a loved one or a really close friend who is dealing with something like this. Offer that to yourself. I am wishing you guys so much encouragement on your journey forward. The journey to freedom does not end here. This 30 days was really just getting it going. Most research says that typically it takes the brain about 90 days to really rewire and reset itself. 90 days of sobriety from whatever addiction it was. So maybe at some point I'll try like a 90-day challenge and be making videos regularly, but for now I need a break from making videos every day. I will continue with the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to Dudes Ascend to see more updates whenever I do start videos again. My thought is maybe like once or twice a week from here. I might come in and chime in, but also I want you guys to comment below of like what kind of video series would you like to see me do next. Do you want to see me try a 90-day challenge? Would you like to see me talk about other men's issues on Dudes Ascend? Things like, you know, like David Data talks about in his books with the divine masculine and divine feminine flow, and how that works. Are you interested in hearing more about Kareza, which was this like more tantra form of sex that's more about stillness and avoiding excitement and orgasm, and but really focusing on connection and how enjoyable and deep that sexual experience can be? Let me know what topics you want to hear about most, and I will see you guys next time on Dudes Ascend. Go love yourselves, treat yourself this weekend. Alright guys, peace.